For the last couple of months, my mind has been plagued with this creative sort of flow. I keep on getting these, and this is good by the way. I don't mean to use the word plagued in a bad way, but I've been plagued with these amazing thoughts, these thoughts that when I receive them, I immediately think, damn, that's $1 billion idea. Now, these thoughts have been plaguing me during, let's say, cooking, in the gym whilst doing my reps, fucking benching, squatting, whatever, walking from and to the gym, surprisingly not walking to school. And from what I've noticed, all of those things that I've named you that I do is that they all are sort of what I call idle tasks. You have 20%, let's just say 20% of your attention. You don't have your full attention on them, but then again, you aren't just completely leaving them alone. A specific example that I have to tell you that I think everyone would relate to is probably a warm shower. Everyone online says that they thought of some universal truth, universe's truth. So everyone has these creative thoughts that when they're taking a hot shower or doing something like cooking, for example, it's like 30% of your attention. You're just on autopilot, basically. So I've decided to go and have a look around the internet, scouring the internet to hopefully find a way of describing how to optimize this thing and what it actually is. Since the last 2 months, there's no way I just caught it from the sky. So if there is that reason, and there must be, then if I share it with all of you, then we'd have a healthy and amazing community of people receiving $1 billion ideas every single day. Now, my initial thoughts on why this was happening was probably one, my testosterone was higher, or at least it felt like it. And if you've been on self improvement for a while, you'll know that testosterone basically helps you with everything if you're a man. Number two is probably the fact that I cut out every single thing, like except three things. So I cut out all my little side hustles. I think I've talked about this in a previous video, maybe, but all my side hustles or side things to do. So, like, just say you're trying to build a business and your parents are forcing you to. This is just an example, by the way, my example. Your parents are forcing you to learn piano. This is a while ago, but you'll be happy to hear that I successfully convinced my mum to stop making me play piano. But, I mean, it's just an Asian thing to do. But what I'm really trying to say is that if you cut down everything, focus on a few essential things, then surely those few essential things, with all your attention, will be far more progressive than having loads of different focuses or hustles. Number three is probably because I've been watching recently a couple of wise people. I deem them to be very, very wise. So one of them, for example, is Alex Hormozy and probably Naval Ravikant and Hamza just in general. And even Andrew Kirby. He's a very underground guy. Not many people know about him. Now, just to warn you, this part of the video is going to sound a little bit counterproductive to everything you've heard in the self-improvement niche before, but I think it's still worth you listening to my experiences on this. I think you'll find it very valuable. So after scouring the internet and trying to deepen my understanding of what the fuck this creative momentum, these $1 billion ideas that came into mind was, I found out that there's really only two things for these creative momentums to come out of place. It's a hyper obsession of a specific topic, so that may be your YouTube channel, your SMA business, your dropshipping business, whatever. A hyper obsession paired with idle moments. Now, this may be coming as a shock to you, but being relaxed is productive. Being relaxed and having these moments of idleness and being on autopilot is productive. If you're trying to be creative, that is. If you're trying to like hyper focus on building a dropshipping store or building a website, well, I mean, creativity might still help with that. But if you're doing a solitary task in where you don't have much creativity involved, then of course I get you just need deep work done. But if you're doing something that requires loads of creativity, so like being a synthesizer on YouTube, for example, and I think to really get this across your head is a quote from Hamza himself. He said that he sleeps 10 to 11 hours a day. He spends a few hours, I think 3.5 hours, in his gym area in total. So like that would be sauna, gym, like genuinely working out, and then like hanging around the pool. And then for the rest of the day, he spends his time, like I think 2 hours, maybe a few hours, on reading. That is the routine of a synthesizer, and I'll make a video on that soon. But essentially, what I'm saying is that to be creative and have more creative thoughts in your head, is you need these idle moments. You need these autopilot moments, like cooking. This is sounding so counterproductive right now. That the typical advice is cut out all distractions, deep work, right? No relaxing, grind, sigma male, right? But what I'm saying here, creativity needs relaxation, idle moments, and an hyper obsession about a topic. And to give you another story of mine, this thing has specifically plagued me so hard that when I'm trying to sleep, even when I'm trying to sleep, bro, these ideas are coming in. Like, you know when you're trying to fall asleep and there's like this gradual wind down of your attention and you go into this like nice space, right? And then you fall asleep. As I'm gradually going into that nice space, the thought comes in, and I just have to like fucking lift everything back up, go to my desk, write down all of the ideas. What I'm trying to say is I'm suffering from success. And just to give you some bro science here that I forgot to mention before is I'm pretty sure you've heard this term before if you've been deep in self-improvement. The monkey or the lizard brain, your subconscious brain, the dopamine addicts, I guess you could say, works. This is where the hyper obsession thing comes in. So if I hyper obsess over something, my subconscious monkey, lizard brain, whatever, hyper obsesses over my obsession as well. Now the thing is here is your conscious brain right now, the one you're using to think, it can't work forever, can it? You have to let it rest. But your subconscious brain, your monkey lizard brain, will always be working on that hyper obsession for you. Meaning you go to sleep, or that you're having a hard time figuring out what you should do for your business, solving a problem. You walk away for 5 minutes, go into the garden, mess around. This is my experience anyways. I go to the garden, go make a cup of coffee, take a cold shower even. I know, not a warm shower, but anyways, just autopilot yourself. And you'll find that when you come back to your workstation and you try and figure out the idea and you try to figure out the problem or the idea, you'll find that it is a little bit easier. And you'll find that you may have a solution. Something that's very powerful at this, that just lets your subconscious cook, basically. Let your subconscious cook up ideas, is sleep. However long you sleep, your subconscious brain is still there. It's still working, believe it or not. This is still bro science. I believe that anyways. So I'll let you in on another interesting thing. For creativity specifically, I let myself, what's the right word to use? Goofy. Let myself be goofy and silly, autistic. Let your monkey brain play a little bit, I guess you could say that. Whenever you get a healthy impulse, so not like fucking typing up P in your browser, but if you get the impulse, this is my example. Whenever I get the impulse to do some push-ups when I can't fucking figure out something, do some push-ups, go and punch my punching bag over there for a little bit, just randomly like do some pull-ups on my door over there. You can't see the pull-up bar, but trust me, there is one. Yeah, whenever I can't figure out a problem, that's what I do. Now, some specific tips on how to optimize your creative flow and how to get more ideas basically is to once again do the things I mentioned before: walking to the gym, doing exercise, doing the reps, cooking, believe it or not, walking to the gym, doing the gym, cooking, sleeping, doing some idle tasks, driving home from work. That's something I saw online. But to specifically optimize it, you'd have to do something that I've just automatically gone ahead and done, is to get your notes out. Every single time you get the thought, the $1 billion idea from your creative momentum, get a note and write it every time. And just the last thing to tell you is you have to fall in love with the hard work. You have to be hyper obsessed again. With this falling in love with the hyper obsession and the hard work, you'll find that each time you note it down and actually solve the problem, it's a lot like progressive overloading in the gym, if you know what I mean. Keep on using your brain to the highest capacity and keep on solving these hard problems. And guess what? Every single time you solve the new problem that arises, it's like progressive overloading. It's like with each time you get better at doing it, you get more thoughts, and therefore you'll go on a momentum train of creativity. Hope this video is helpful for you, bro. I'm thinking of a new outro, to be honest. My name is Benji, and I'm here to document my journey. Bro, I gotta rewire my brain to like stop saying you, because I gotta tell more stories and keep on saying me, I'm, mine, instead of you, yours. That will accentuate and accelerate this YouTube channel. In a bit, bro.